Hi everyone, I hope you're all doing okay. So I'm going to try and keep this intro short, but it's a little hard to explain. I'm going to try my best. So a year ago, I made a video saying that I am starting the final stages of my cleft treatment. This is a journey that I wanted to document in a series of videos just to try and help others feel less alone, because I know in the past I've searched for videos on this particular cleft surgery and not really found much, but it's something that I think I would have found really helpful to have seen someone's experience going through the whole process basically. So that's kind of why I wanted to document this. And about this time last year, I made the video because I was meant to be meeting with a surgeon who I was referred to by my cleft team actually a year prior to that, so 2 years ago now. And yeah, I was meant to be meeting this surgeon, but it didn't really go to plan. I'll link the video in the description if you wanted to see it. But basically, he said to me that my case is too complex for him and he wants to send me to someone even more specialised who would be able to recommend the best treatment. So if you didn't know, my cleft team is in London. That's where I've had all my cleft care basically. And they were the ones that referred me to this other hospital, and then this hospital wanted to refer me to another hospital in Southend, which is even further away from where I live. I'm not local to London or down south at all. But yeah, so I've been referred to this other hospital now. It's been quite frustrating having to have referral after referral, but like I said in the last video, I'm gonna just do what's gonna be best for me at the end of the day. So today's video should hopefully be me meeting my surgeon and taking you along for the ride. It's the night before currently. I realise I've not even explained what the appointment is. Basically, I am hoping to get the inside of my nose reconstructed. I was born with a bilateral cleft lip and palate, and because of that, it's very, very narrow in my nose. I can't really breathe at all through it. The slightest bit maybe. So I'm hoping to get the inside of my nose reconstructed. A lot of people, when they get to this point in their cleft journey, will have the option to get cosmetic changes, so the outside reconstructed as well. It was a really long and difficult decision for me. To know the thought process in more detail, you can watch this video, which I will link in the description. But I have decided that I don't really want any cosmetic changes. I'm happy with the way I look. I think that's another reason why it's been quite complex for surgeons, because I just want the function of my nose improving. I am going to be really honest with you and say that I have actually been struggling with a lot of anxiety around this appointment. I find cleft appointments quite difficult anyway. I'm sure I'll talk about it in a video one day when I've learnt to deal with it a bit better, but because of how prolonged this process has been, the more I've had to wait, the more anxious I've become. And I even debated not making this video, but I just really want to be able to help someone so that hopefully they won't feel this anxious. But yeah, the appointment is tomorrow, so I'm going to take you along for that. Got a pretty long journey to get there, but yes, got lots and lots and lots of questions. Hopefully I will get them all answered tomorrow. I will see you bright and early in the morning. Good morning. It's currently 5:52 a.m. I'm so tired. We are gonna set off in a few minutes. I need to just finish getting things ready and then we're gonna set off. I'm feeling really nervous, but yeah, let's just go and get this over with. So I'm back in the car now, all done. And I feel like that went very well. I'm going to update you when I get home. But basically, I have a consent form. I've signed for a surgery. Oh my gosh, it's taken such a long time. So yeah, that went very well. I'll tell you more when I get home. But yeah. It's now the next day, and as you can see, I'm very happy. I was saying to my parents that I think this is the first time I've come out of a cleft appointment happy in a very long time. Basically, I went in and saw the surgeon, and he's actually
the third surgeon that I've spoken to about this particular issue, because so far every surgeon I have spoken to has been like, oh, it's too complex a case, let me pass you on to someone else. But he was just amazing, and he is the first surgeon to say that there's actually something he thinks he can do to help me. So like all the other surgeons, he took a look at my nose, but something he did that the others didn't really, which I really appreciate that he did this, is he asked a lot of questions about my cleft. I was really worried that after being passed on to so many different people, and I'm now kind of getting treatment outside of my cleft team, I was really worried that they'd forget about my cleft, or they'd just not acknowledge it and they'd treat my nose like any other nose that they operate on. But obviously having my cleft makes it a lot more complex, and I would feel a lot safer if somebody in the operating room knew about my cleft so that they were able to be more careful. But I felt very reassured by him, because he asked a lot of questions about my cleft so he could understand it. I really love the fact that he acknowledged that everyone's different, and that he said, I just want to get to know your nose so that I can do what's best for it, basically. So long story short, he suggested a surgery, because he said he agrees with what some of the other surgeons have said about like the fact that the shape of my nose is affecting how I breathe. But another thing that I liked that he did is that he also was very happy with the fact that I don't want to change my nose cosmetically. A lot of other surgeons have been, wanting to double check that, which is fine, but it kind of puts the idea in your head that you need to change the way that you look. And I really love the fact that he was completely happy with the fact I didn't really want to change anything about my appearance, which that made me really happy as well. But basically he took it from a very different point of view. When he looked at my nose, he was like, there's actually so much I think we can do internally just from what I can see, but also I kind of want to get to know your nose as well. So it might be that I change a few of the things that I can see internally, and then I just want to investigate whilst you're under anaesthetic, whilst you're asleep, just investigate your nose. And if I see anything that seems quite complex, or I see anything that I could change, it might be that there's more surgery later down the line that he can do as well. So I was kind of shocked at that, actually, because I was thinking that, this would be the final surgery, which it still might, because I don't know how beneficial what he's going to do is actually going to be. So who knows, it might be just enough. But he did say if he encountered anything that isn't visible that he can see now, if he, started searching around inside and found things, he would kind of, obviously it'd be a bigger surgery, so he'd obviously let me wake up, and further down the line there'd be another operation. But what the changes are he said he can do for now is, so this part of my nose, I always thought this was your septum, which it kind of is, but apparently the septum's further back. That was another thing. He was so good at explaining things, and it just made me feel so happy, because I am a person who loves to know exactly what's going on. So he explained that the septum's a bit further back, and that's what a lot of surgeons have been saying they would fix, but he's saying actually he would, I keep forgetting what this part's called, some column, I don't know, but this part is like the column something or other. And he says he would actually narrow that, because inside for me it's actually quite wide. Obviously my nose was very different when I was born. It's been constructed over surgeries over the years, so he doesn't know exactly what that would be like, and there are risks involved with trying to do something to it. But he would try and narrow that. And then everyone has, I think they're called turbinates or something like that, but I can't remember. But everyone has them basically, and that's kind of like up on the sides of your nose, I think, obviously on the inside. And mine are quite wide, which is making it difficult for me to breathe, because it's making everything, like the nasal passageway is quite narrow basically. So he said he could reduce those a bit, which would then hopefully allow me to breathe better. So that's kind of his plan for now, to reduce the turbinates on either side and sort out the column, whatever. That is kind of like the bit he would feel safest doing right now from what he can see, and then he'll get to know my nose more in the operation, and then decide if anything else needs to be done, basically. But like I said, I was really happy coming out of that appointment because he answered so many of my questions before I'd even asked them. I feel like I got everything answered pretty much. He was then like, right, well, I'll get the consent form. I was like, okay, what? Okay. So we got the consent form out, and I've basically signed to have the surgery. So we did ask sort of when it might be, and he did say, I mean, we're looking at about a year's wait, to be honest, because COVID has made a massive backlog. So many people are waiting for procedures, so it's probably going to be about a year's wait for that surgery, but we shall see. But I don't really mind at this point. I'm just happy that I now finally have some answers. I finally got someone who is hopeful that he can actually do something. But that's kind of it. I'm feeling really good about that now. That's one less thing off my mind to worry about for a while. And I will continue to take you along the journey, and I will talk to you more before it happens and if there's any updates. But for now, that's it. So I really hope this has been able to help someone hopefully feel less alone if they're going through something similar right now. But thank you for watching, and I'll see you all again very soon. Bye!